The Mississippi River is a source of life, commerce, and recreation for millions of people. From Minnesota to Louisiana, the river stretches more than 2,300 miles, fed by waterways in 31 states that encompass 41% of the country. But this year, many communities were hit with unprecedented rainfall. In the Mississippi's namesake state, the river overflowed its banks, swamping cities like Greenville with the worst flooding in nearly a century. Mayor Eric Simmons says the flood of 2019 is reminiscent of the most devastating flood in Mississippi history.
It brings me back to the 1927 flood. When the flood came, it was poor folks and black folks who were left and displaced for days and for months. And now we have the flood of 2019. Here I am as a black mayor, but I can see the effect that it's having on poor folks and black folks. Communities like this have been historically neglected. And then when you have high flood events like this, they get hit hard. So when it rains around the country, it pours here.
It wasn't just the cities that flooded. Hundreds of thousands of acres of farmland in the Mississippi Delta were inundated, leaving farmers like Ed Jenkins, who grows corn and soy, with sodden, unusable land.
This has probably been the worst one that I've had in my 30 years of farming.
30 years of farming, and this has been the worst?
This has been the worst.
Does it give you concern about what might happen next year or the year after that?
I'm wishing I was old enough for retirement.
Normally, when the Mississippi River floods, the Army Corps of Engineers tries to protect surrounding communities by redirecting excess water through spillways. But this year, the river was so swollen that the Corps opened Louisiana's Bonnie Carey Spillway for longer than it ever had, dumping an estimated 10 trillion gallons of water into Lake Pontchartrain, increasing the lake's water volume sevenfold. All of that water ended up off the Mississippi Gulf Coast, causing extraordinary harm to marine life.
Well, we've had the largest number of dolphins die since the BP oil spill. We have had about 143 dolphins and about 195 sea turtles, which are the most endangered in the world.
What's killing the dolphins?
The primary factor is the river water coming through the Bonnie Carey Spillway. It has mud, clay, insecticides, pesticides, fertilizers, which creates algal blooms, toxic algal blooms. And what we have seen is basically an aquatic hurricane. We have seen many animals with freshwater lesions. These are saltwater animals that are exposed for a prolonged period of time to fresh water. And those lesions become sores, and the bacteria and fungi enter into it.
In the era of climate change, this is the new normal. More rain, more flooding, more damage to communities across Mississippi. And those whose lives are rooted by the water will have to prepare for what comes next.
We've had hurricanes. I mean, Katrina obviously was one of the worst. But I have never seen a situation where one event would totally wipe out the seafood industry and the tourism industry. There's a governor's race on right now, and the two guys running for governor are claiming that they're going to help out, but you don't hear the word climate change on their platform. It's in Mississippi. Elected officials are so afraid that they're going to lose their voter base if they even mention the word.
Can't even say the words.
Can't even say the word climate change.
While many politicians are reluctant to face the issue of climate change head on, people here on this river, whose lives are rooted here, say they think about their futures and what will be left for their children. And most of all, Chris, they want this issue to be taken seriously before it's too late.
Tremaine, that was an incredible report. I'm curious from the folks you talk to how they think about their future there, if they think there is a future for them there. People obviously have been living with water in the Delta for as long as they've been down there. It's obviously things are getting worse down there. How do they think about whether they can stay?
You know, I've talked to a number of people, the steamboat captain, a number of farmers who are generations into this lifestyle and this livelihood, and they say they're not urging their sons and daughter to go into this business. It's not just about money, and it's not just about business. It's about their livelihoods and their traditions. But where they live, the Delta, the Mississippi Delta in particular, the land is so rich and fertile, but it is a former wetland, right? So conservationists say, in order to restore what's been lost, we have to restore the wetlands, but this is home. People are making their money, dredging a living out of this ground. And so now they're just hoping something will disrupt the current course of things, Chris.
All right, MSNBC correspondent Tremaine Lee live for us in Mississippi. That was fantastic. Thank you very much.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.